Hello and welcome to the Natural to Natural podcast. Today's special guest is Sheran Pierre, an elementary school teacher in New Jersey. Hi, Sharon. Welcome to Natural podcast. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Samiko. I'm doing fabulous, and I have to say, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you for agreeing to come on the show. So before we get into your hair story, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let us get to know you a little.
Okay, well, like you mentioned, I'm a teacher. I teach fifth grade. I'm going into my fourth year. It came by so fast. It came and went so fast. So I can't believe I'm about to go to my fourth year of teaching. I just recently became a YouTuber. So that's exciting. Just creating content and, just getting a little bit better each time. I also, I help take care of my mom. I love her so much. So she's definitely a big reason why I am motivated to do so many things. And just overall, a happy, positive person. I really believe in inspiring and encouraging others to be their absolute best.
So is that why you decided to be a teacher? Because you can inspire students? Or did you always know you wanted to be a teacher, or is it just something you kind of fell into?
That's a great question. So I knew I always wanted to work with kids. I always loved teaching, but all my life I kept hearing, teachers don't make money. Teachers don't make money. You're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. So for that reason, I didn't want to do it because I always thought like, I don't want to go to college and put all this time and money just to come out and be broke. But, of course, doing my research and learning over time that that's not always the scenario, always the case. And also knowing that I'd rather do something that I'm passionate about and something that I love to do. And the money is secondary to me anyway. I started to have a mind shift and I realized I want to do something that is giving back to others and helping motivate our kids and just really showing them that they are awesome and there's so many things that they can accomplish. And I'm so happy that I'm in a position to help them reach their goals or whatever they want to do in life.
Kudos to you for realizing that. Seriously, because
Yeah.
a lot of people, like you said, there are people out here that are really about just a financial gain and they're
Yes.
really not living their best life or what they're truly
Yes.
passionate about for fear of not being able to make a living or live comfortably. But what they don't really realize is that when you live out your passion and you do what you love, you'll never have to worry about money. It's completely the opposite. And you are really helping to shape our future by teaching these children. So I am so glad that you were able to figure that out. And there's teachers like yourself out there that love what they do, and our kids are in
Mhm.
their hands. So thank you so much, for being
Yes.
passionate about that. I really appreciate it. Now, your YouTube channel, is that going to go along with what you're doing in terms of teaching, or is it of a different topic?
So it's called Sher-N-Tell, which is a play on show and tell.
Mhm.
Um, it's just gonna be me. So whatever comes with me, teaching, I love skincare, whatever comes with me, it's going to talk about. So I would love to help new up and coming teachers or student teachers through my videos or just inspirational or just life stories. I feel like somebody's always looking for you and whatever message you want to give. So that's what my YouTube channel will be focused on.
Very nice. And you're absolutely correct. Everyone have a story and they have a message.
Mhm.
And
Yes,
so you are
yes,
creating that platform for your story and your message. So
yes.
very nice. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into your hair story. So let's start
Yes.
out with talking about your hair journey. What was that like for you growing up?
Oh my goodness. Wow. How much time we got?
Only a
Well,
half an hour. Good.
okay. So growing up, I didn't understand my hair at all. I know my mother started putting added hair very, very young, probably as young as 4. And
Really?
yes, I remember I was sitting for hours getting my hair done. And kids don't have a concept of time. You just feel like you sitting forever. And I didn't like that. But eventually she started trying to do my hair herself. And she just didn't have the patience. And I was always like moving around and, as they say, tender-headed, you know. So she just didn't have the patience for it anymore. And so when I was 6, she decided to relax my hair.
Wow.
Um, so it was a big deal because I was the first of all my cousins, because I don't have any sisters. So my cousins, my female cousins, were pretty much my sisters. So when it was time for me to get the perm, it was like, oh my gosh, you're getting a perm. It was a Saturday. I remember it was a Saturday, and it was a just for me perm. And I
Mhm.
remember looking at the girls on the box and thinking that my hair was going to look just like theirs.
Like, and so that's what made you sit there and go through it, because you said at the end of this, I'm going to look like that, and I will go through whatever it takes to look like that.
Exactly. I really believed that I was going to look like that. So my mom was not the one who did the relaxer. My aunt did it. And so as she's putting it in, I'm just like, okay, and then all of a sudden it starts burning. I'm like, what is this? But I was like, I'm gonna look like the girl.
Oh, poor baby.
Yes, I was 6. I remember. So sure enough, they do the relaxer, wash my hair, and then like I'm so excited. I run to the mirror and I look in the mirror and I'm like, this is not this. I don't look like the girl on the box. Like, where's the hair? Where's the hair that I thought I was gonna get? Because I really believed that my hair was gonna look like that. And so I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. And but yeah, from that moment, my hair was just in a relaxer from 6 years old all the way up until 19 when I decided to go natural.
Okay. And so in between that time, you just had like other styles, you wore weaves, you wore braids. So what was the health of your hair like? I mean, between relaxers and wearing braids, what was that like for your actual hair?
Yeah, so I did a lot of braids. I started getting into weaves really, really young. I was probably 11 years old the first time I begged my mom to get me to allow me to have a weave, and she allowed me to get it because I saw all the older girls, the 16, 17-year-olds, and it looked so pretty. And I felt like I wanted to look like them too. So I started getting into the weaves and things. But the state of my hair was not that great. I didn't even know what healthy hair versus unhealthy hair was. I just was always getting my hair something done, something added. And at this point, like during all this time, I was too embarrassed to wear my real hair out. So I just always was covering it with something. It
Because
was
at that sorry, go
oh
ahead.
no, it's okay. It's just that it didn't look like some of the girls' hair that I knew. Like it didn't have I didn't have Indian in my family.
Right.
I didn't have the loose textured kind of hair that I felt was pretty. So I felt like I didn't want to show it at all, whether it was relaxed or in its natural state.
Right. So it wasn't about hair care for you, it was about hair styling. So as long as it looked good, it didn't matter, I guess what was going on underneath, because you can always cover up either with a relaxer or with some type of style. All right. So it was never learned. So it's not your fault. You just want
Yeah.
to look like that girl on the box
Yes.
any
Yes.
means necessary, whether you relaxed it, whether you braided, whether you weaved it. I just
Yes.
want to look like that girl on the box.
There
Right?
you go. I just really wanted to look like the girl on the box. That's what I wanted.
Now, at what point in your life did you decide, okay, enough is enough? It's time for me to transition back to my natural hair. So, what led to the transition back to being natural?
Um, so there's a particular brand that I found out does a lot of great things, that supposedly help you restore your hair and things like that. So I remember I walked into the beauty supply store and I bought everything. I was like, whatever comes with this brand, give me everything. I was like, give me everything, the shampoo, the conditioner, the protein, everything. And I bought everything. And I was like, I have to do something with my hair. It was so damaged, so short from breakage and everything like that. And I tried the process and I was like, this is just too much. All these products, and I spent all this money. So I went to a hair salon hoping that they could help me out. And they're like, don't worry, we got you. Just come every 2 weeks, blah, 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 blah. And I was doing that. And I felt like, but even after they gave me the relaxer, I just did not like my hair, period. So I started wearing a wig, and I just walked into beauty supplies one day and I was like, I just need a wig. And I didn't care too much about how cute, if it fit me nice, nothing. I just needed something. So I started wearing the wig with no cap, and my hair broke off so badly on the sides and on the back because I didn't have a cap. And,
Mm.
the inside of a wig is sharp, so it'll cut through, you'll definitely cut through your hair. So once I saw that I lost all this hair, I saw the middle portion left. I was like, what am I really hanging on to? Like, legit, I took some regular schmegular scissors, some
Right.
regular schmegular scissors, and I just went down the middle and I cut it all off. And I was
Wow.
like, I'm ready to do this,
I know you said one of your cousins was talking about growing her hair out natural, right? And you thought she was crazy.
Yes, yes. So before I had this little this moment, I had a cousin who was talking about going natural, and she was like, returning to natural hair. And I just was like, oh no, there's nothing you could do. All you could do is an afro. Like, I thought she was crazy. I was like, what are you gonna do without a relaxer? Like, what are you gonna do? And she was like, I'm telling you, it'll look really good. And one day she ended up sending me a bunch of pictures. She actually sent me the pictures to print for her because I had a printer and she did it. So as I'm like looking through the pictures to print, I'm like, yo, these pictures are nice. Like, her hair just looks, these hairstyles, I didn't know our hair could do this. I felt almost like a duh, like, how didn't you know? But I really did it. And then I also came across a YouTube video that was talking about why you should just go ahead and grow your hair out natural. And so when I saw the video, she made some valid points. I said, you know what? There's nothing keeping me from this. So, and then now we go back to the moment in the mirror. I was like, okay, after all of that, there's no reason for me to say, no, I'm cutting this hair off.
Right. So you started with the big chop. So you just chopped it all off, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I did. That's what I did.
Well, so what was that like? Now you have absolutely no hair, right? It's down
Yes,
to nothing. How
yes.
did you feel like at that moment when you just chopped? Did you feel relieved? Did you feel like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, what was the feeling at that moment?
I was so proud of myself because it's something I wanted to do for a long time, but I kept letting people talk me out of it. No, it'll grow, just give it time. Because I had observed that when boys go get their haircuts, it grows back just like that. So I'm like, well, if boys' hair grows back like that, why can't mine grow back like that? So I've been wanting to cut my hair short for a long time, and I kept letting people talk me out of it. This time I was like, I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna cut it, and when you see it, you see it. That's it.
Nice.
So, and I cut it down the middle. I remember it was so funny because I was in my mom's bedroom when I did it. She was in the kitchen. And then after I cut it all off, I walked into the kitchen. She was like, oh my goodness, what did you do? I was like, I cut it off. I was tired.
Now, what was her reaction? Was she like, did she support you or did she make you feel bad about? Because sometimes, especially like older folk, they really
Yes,
don't understand, right?
yes,
And so they're like, "Oh my goodness, why did you do that? Why are you walking around with your head looking like that?" I have gotten that so many times from like my
wow.
grandmother. So how did your mom react? Was she supportive of it?
She was surprised that I did it, but she wasn't against me either. She just was more like, "Oh wow, you really cut your hair," and then that was the end of it. So, like,
Right.
I'm thankful that she never was, like anti-natural hair or anything like that. So that was
Yeah.
a positive experience.
It sounds a lot like your mom was just very supportive of you in general. Like you wanted to relax, and she said, "Okay." You wanted to weave it, she said, "Okay." You wanted to go
Mhm.
natural, she said, "Okay." So you were her baby girl, and that's such a blessing because unfortunately, a lot of people when they want to go natural, a lot of people in your life, especially people that are closer to them, are like trying to talk them out of it. Like, what are you going to
Yes,
do? Why are you going to
yes,
walk around with your head? So that
yes,
makes us self-conscious about that decision and kind of prolongs it, i.e. the reason why you took so long to cut it because of all the feedback
yes,
you were
yes,
getting
yep.
initially, right?
Yep, yep, you're absolutely right. Yep. And I never thought about it like that, but she was supportive. Yeah, she was. And you do think a lot about what people will think, how, I cut this hair, how am I gonna look? Am I still gonna look feminine? I was in college when I did it, so I did care about, will the boys still find me attractive or guys still, I thought
Right.
about those things. I did. So yeah, that's a good point.
And that's a natural, I mean, but it's natural to think like that, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So now let me ask you this. Once you did it and once you started to grow your hair out, what challenges did you face growing it out? Or was it like just easy breezy from that moment on?
I still dealt with a lot of self-image issues. So even though I cut this hair and I was just starting off fresh, um, I did not feel comfortable going out with my hair like that. You know, I know they say the TWA. I did not feel like I was pretty enough to wear my hair like that. I felt like a TWA, you had to have a certain skin tone or certain bone structure. And I have a very round face all over, cheeks, nose, forehead, everything. So I felt like I didn't look pretty. I wasn't gonna look pretty wearing my hair out like that. So I still was wearing the wigs, even though
Mhm.
I had big chopped.
Oh, so you were just natural underneath. So
Yes, yes,
okay.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
now did you ever finally come out of the weaves and wigs and just wear your hair natural?
Um, Not for a long time. I was so once my hair started to just once I started to get a little bit of length, I was
Mhm.
back to the braids. I
Okay.
was back to the braids. It took me a while to get to the point of actually wearing my natural hair out.
Okay. So now what finally did it for you when you said, "Okay, I'm coming out and I'm wearing my own hair out." Like, what did it for you?
Okay, so don't judge me, but
I
I
won't,
had
I promise.
so what happened was I had hit a phase where my income wasn't the same anymore, so I couldn't afford to get certain
Mm.
hairstyles and things anymore. I was more of a braid girl. Like wigs were like occasional, but I was more into the braids. So I couldn't get my hair braided anymore or the weaves and things like that. So I said, well, I mean, I can't afford to do this, so I
So
gotta wear my hair. So I started wearing my hair out, and I was like, what in the world was I afraid of? I got so much great feedback. I was like, your hair's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, like this is so pretty. I didn't expect to get those kind of compliments. I really didn't. So once I started getting the compliments, I felt more comfortable just wearing it out. And then now if I wore braids or anything, it wasn't like I'm hiding. It was just like, oh, I'm just gonna give it a break. But then when I started wearing my real hair out, I felt like, okay,
free.
yes, yes, there you go, you got it.
That, it's crazy because in our minds, we're the ones who have this idea of what we feel our hair should look like. And in
Yes,
our mind, if it doesn't meet that, then it's not good enough. It's not
yes,
pretty enough. Right.
yes,
And then we're so afraid out of that fear, we don't want to come out. But what
yes,
we don't realize is that the confidence that we exude is what we're going to get back. So because
exactly.
you were able to step out, because you said, look, I ain't got no choice, I'm going to step out with this here, and they're going to accept what they get whether they like it or not. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Right?
No,
Because
it's fine.
you
It's
understood
fine.
it too. You was like, they gonna get what they gonna get because I can't
Yes.
afford to weave. But you see the reaction because that was what you exuded. And that's what most women don't realize, Sharon, is that
Mm-hmm,
you have to have the confidence. We individually have to have the confidence because once we do that, other people are going to embrace it. They can only embrace what we embrace ourselves, right?
exactly.
And if
Yep.
we don't, then how could we expect everyone else to love or embrace what we don't put out there or what we're too afraid to put out there?
Yes,
So
yes.
again, kudos to you, although you did it because you ain't had no money.
Exactly.
But you see how things work out. It still worked out for the best. And you
Yes.
realize that your beauty is not defined by your hair texture or your nose or the shape of your face, how round
Right.
your face is. The
Right.
beauty is from within, and you
Right.
are a beautiful person inside out. And when
Thank
you
you.
exude that, the world
Hmm.
is just going to, and whoever don't accept it, too bad, right?
Right. Right.
Too
No,
bad.
seriously. Seriously. Yep.
Yeah, so that's a beautiful thing. So tell me now, what do you love about your hair? Now that you just stepped out, what do you
Yes.
love about it?
um, I really, really love my hair. I it can be challenging, but I feel like maybe I'm getting a little too deep, but I feel like it builds my character because it forces me to be more patient. I'm not even gonna say force, it encourages me to be more patient, to really get to know it. And all those times that I was going through the wigs and weaves, it would be like, I take it out today, I got a new one tomorrow. I never really took the time to really get to know my hair. So I love the way it curls up. I love just getting to know it during different seasons. Like,
You got a different personality for every season.
yes, in the wintertime it'd be like this, and the springtime it'd be like that. Like, I feel like my hair sometimes go through what's it called? Seasonal depression. Like, if in the wintertime, like extra sad, I'm like, okay, I gotta give you a little more TLC.
A little extra tender TLC, exactly.
Yeah, there's a little bit more moisture. Like,
but that's a beautiful thing. I'm sorry. That's a beautiful thing.
No,
getting to know your hair. Like, that is so important. Getting to know your hair is like getting to know your body. No one can tell you what goes on or know your body better than you do. And that's why if something's going wrong or happening, if you're really in tune, you're able to say, okay, this is going on. This is what I need to do. I need to adjust this. I need to adjust that to get you back on track.
Right.
The same thing with your hair. And because you've taken that time out to get to know your hair, you'll know what products work for you, what products don't. You'll know what styles work best for your hair, what styles don't work best for your hair, correct?
Yes, exactly. It's like getting to know your body, and then also in the process, which I've seen a lot of women, once they return to their natural hair, it becomes a whole like mind shift all over. Like, not only is it just my hair, but I want to make sure I'm conscious of what I'm putting in my body. I want to make sure I'm conscious about what I'm putting on my skin. Like, you really transform. And I know some people might say it's just hair. Okay, yes and no,
It's not. Like you said, it's not just hair. First, you have to transform your mind, right? Once you transform your mind and you're like, okay, I want the best for my hair, you're going to want the best for your life. That means everything that comes along with it. Because, as African-American women, Sheran, we have ran away from our hair texture for so long because we were never really taught how to embrace it, how to care for it, how to love it. And it's like, okay, now I'm loving my hair. That means I got to love me. And I got to love every inch of me from head to toe. My mind is my mind right. My heart is my heart right. Is my body right? Right? Because I can't be walking around with good hair, but then I'm miserable. I'm miserable. So it really makes you conscious about all those things. And that is such a beautiful thing. That is such a beautiful thing. And that is one of my main goals and mission, is to not just help women with their hair, but it's helping them through all the other aspects, because we need that in order for us to really embrace and love our hair. So you are definitely on the right journey, girl. Keep it up. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Now, with that, what would you say to inspire others who are on this journey, is on this natural hair care journey? What would you say to them?
I would say, look at it as a natural hair journey and not a long hair journey. Because a lot of us start off with the natural hair thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to have this long hair. You watching all these YouTubers or just people you see in real life, and you feel like, oh my goodness, I can't wait for my hair to get that long. But you're missing the process of actually getting to know your hair and getting to see what your natural hair can do for you, what it can do when you're good to it, So don't be, not to say that you can't have the goal to have long hair. There's nothing wrong with that goal in itself, but look at the journey as a natural hair journey, and then the length will come.
Right. And that's really good. I'm glad that you brought that up, because there is a difference between a natural hair journey and a long hair journey. Your focus is totally different, right? If you're on a natural hair journey, you're embracing what grows out of your hair, however long it grows. So you're not looking for long hair. You're looking for a healthy hair, and you're looking to do what you can to make sure your hair is at its healthiest. If you're focused on long hair, you're literally just focusing on growing your hair out. And the reality is, not everybody's DNA is made up for them to have long hair.
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Everybody's different. We don't know, unfortunately, because we've done so many damaging things in the past where our hair
Mhm.
have broken off. So we've never realized the true length of our hair. But that shouldn't be in focus, because if your hair don't grow as long as you would have imagined or liked it to be, that means you're not going to be happy with your hair. You're not going to be
Exactly.
happy with the journey, because all you're thinking about is long hair. But if you're thinking about natural hair, healthy hair, whether your hair is 2 inches long or 12 inches long, you're going to be happy with your hair. And that's the key, because again, I always like to illustrate it with your body. Everybody have different body types. Some people will
Hmm.
look at someone else's body and be like, oh, I want that body. And so you'll work out to try to get that body, but your body
Hmm.
won't look like that, because that's not your makeup. Your body wasn't designed to look like that, right? So you want to embrace your body for what it is and do what's best for your body. And that's the same way you want to look at your hair. And that way, once you get to know your hair, once you understand that this journey is about embracing whatever you've been blessed with, you will truly have a healthy head full of hair that you love, and that people would, again, what you exude, that's what you'll get back. But you're not doing it for other people, you're doing it for yourself, right? But the compliments will come, right?
Yes, yes, for sure. Everything, 100% what you said. Yep.
Well, it was such a pleasure having you on the show. Now, tell us where we could find you, because I know you said you have a YouTube channel now, right? So
Yes, yes,
tell
I
us
do.
where we could find you, where people could find your YouTube channel.
Sure. My YouTube channel is called Sher-N-Tell. So SHERN, just the letter N, and then Tell, TELL. I also have a Facebook group of the same name. And then my actual Facebook page is Sher Pierre.
Okay.
SHERPIERRE, Sher Pierre.
All right, great. Sharon, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining us on our show today. And I will till next time. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Yes, thank
All
you.
right.
This was so awesome. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining the Natural to Natural podcast. Today's podcast was sponsored by Mystique Natural. Mystique Natural provides, oh my goodness. Can you stop? You can't stop it. I'm so sorry. Where are you? Mystique Natural provides high quality beauty and styling products for men, women, and children with kinky, coily, textured hair. You can find them at www.mystiquenaturalshair.com.